What is up, veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to another movie review. And today we are reviewing another movie. A and oh my goodness, I am so not looking forward to this. But we're reviewing DASHCAM from 2021. Let's just go ahead and read this synopsis real quick. It's a short one, so let's go. At the start of the pandemic, and an indulgent, self-deluded live streaming improv musician abandons LA for London. She steals her ex-bandmate's car and makes the wrong decision to give a ride to an elderly woman who is not what she. I can't promise no spoilers here because this movie is bad, which is such a disappointment because it was it was an interesting concept right off the bat for me. I thought it was looked super interesting, and um and also the person who directed it and everything is the same guy that did Host, which I haven't seen, um, but I've heard it's pretty good. I've heard it's a pretty good movie, but I haven't seen it. So knowing what I knew about that movie, um, makes this so much more disappointing because this movie is awful. I have not had that. It's a found footage movie that's like, I don't even know why it's called dash cam that much. It's not really done from a dash cam. It's more done from like someone's live stream and everything, which doesn't make sense a lot. You're gonna hear. I'm gonna be jumping around a lot with this review. Doesn't make sense a lot because half the time the live stream stops and we still see everything, which makes no sense. How did that happen? Unless, like, on the actual phone itself, it was recording that too. And this phone must have the best battery life in phone history. Um, and the worst part of the movie is, I'm going to go ahead and say this now, the main character that you follow throughout this movie is so insufferable. Like, she is just annoying and just overall an obnoxious person, and is so hard to just to tolerate. And you have to follow this character throughout this movie, which I don't know. I was it was that hard to watch. Like, it was that hard to watch. Like I don't even know what else to say. Mostly, it's and I like found footage. I've watched this movie. I was like the last found footage movie I think I watched was, I think it was Spree, which I really enjoyed. Um, this has none of the enjoyment factor of that movie. It's just so it's generic. When it gets to the actual characters and everything, I will say there is some, what we do see some of, we there is some decent gore effects. Um, but this main character is insufferable. Like, it is one of the I can't stand her. It's like I can tell they're probably trying to be parody with it. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. You can't have a character this unlikable. It is just really hard to sit through, and like 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 5 minutes or 10, 15, I don't know how long it was. But pretty early on in the movie, I could already tell this is going to be a miserable time. And the thing is, the character, I don't think the character grows at all. It doesn't grow. And then the actual horror aspects of it, which a little interesting. There's nothing great done with it, and there's like stuff we go from set piece to set piece, which just feels like, and I don't know. It's like, and it's so weird. Like, I feel like at one point it tries to like, I don't know, show like a little bit of like, hey, pay attention. This can explain everything, but then at the same time, it's like it's hard to even try to find any value in this movie because of the main character. Like, this movie is only like an hour, like 17 minutes, and it is hard to watch. Like, it is very. It's not like Unfriended. Like, it's definitely the whole perspective is done from a live stream. So that's why I bring up Unfriended. Um, and that's interesting. Like, you can do an interest, and there's probably a movie out there that's like that, but this is not interesting. I think this movie is just bad. Like, there's nothing. Like, I mean that there is nothing I get out of this movie. Like I said, there's decent effects and all that, like on the, but besides that, this movie, this movie, man, is one of the worst, one of the worst horror film I've sat through in a while. Like, and I don't normally do this. I don't know, like, but no. I want to look at some reviews real quick. I don't normally do that, but I'm very like all these are like, uh, but like everything. A lot of it is the main character. Look at a lot of these. Um, a lot of it's the main character. I think here's the thing. I don't know. It's. I looked at most of the main character. It's all the negative reviews are like the main. The movie's bad. The movie is extremely bad, and surprisingly, the character is like she's like an Uber Karen, like it is so insufferable. Like, it's oh my I'm not even gonna get into all that, but like the movie is just so hard to watch. It is. I watched this with a friend, and me and him basically were like miserable the whole time, and it's just bad. Like, it is one of the most miserable watching experiences I've had in a movie. Like, I think the last time I had a movie that was this bad, like a standalone film, where I just like start off the review is like, this is bad. Think uh could have been Antlers. I didn't like Antlers that much, but I think if I had to think of one that really like was that I thought was gonna be interesting but turned out to be really bad was Wish Upon. I reviewed that a while back. The movie's not in the same vein of that movie, but like this is the last time I can remember. This movie though, I probably had bad movie. That's what I'm just remembering off the top of my head. But this movie is absolutely terrible. Like, it's hard for me to. It's when you're this is like a character that's on the screen like 95% of the time, that being found footage and everything, and that I don't feel like there was a reason for the live stream aspect, like especially with it being called DashCam. Like, you could have had you're recording everything, and then it would have made more sense to be found footage. With it going everywhere and going out to where the stream loses signal and everything, which could have made things interesting. You could have had the stream lose signal, and then like it cut back to something random when the signal's back, and like it cuts in and out, it comes back, and there's a good idea with that concept here, but I think it's done very poorly, and I think this is just it's a bad movie. At the end of the day, it's a bad movie, and I do not ever want to watch this movie again. Um, I'm gonna give this movie a solid, just for the some of the effects in here that are okay. Getting a solid. I don't throw this rating out very often at all. This movie gets a 1 out of 5. I don't go 0 because that's like too easy, but I really want to just give it half a star. I don't think I've ever done that because there's like I said, there is the effects that are nice, and the concept with the live stream could have worked if they went a better direction with it. But that's really all I've got to say. This movie's bad. I normally I can say I like if to check it out at least once or something like that. This one I cannot even recommend. I cannot even recommend. Like I'd say avoid it. Um, and it's another movie that was done by BlumHouse that is another miss. Um, so that's all I got to say for this review, guys. Let me know what you guys think of Dashcam down in the comments section below. That's all I got to say. Bye.